What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Oliveira versus Gamrot. Predictions, breakdown here, guys. Before I get started, hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for my face-up prediction and prop plays. You can also donate to the PayPal account. The links will be down below. Also check out Wayne Gaethje for more health and wellness. He tried to lose weight, get in better shape. Check out Wayne Gaethje. All the links will be down below. Before I get started, guys, I appreciate all the love that I've been getting, all the subscribers. I appreciate that. The thumbs up too, it helps a lot to get these videos out. So if you guys can just hit the thumbs up button. I know I got a couple of subscribers now. It's easy just to hit the thumbs up. It's not really a big thing. Just hit the thumbs up. Even if you don't like the video, just show some love. It's all about loving it today, and what you put out is what you're gonna always get back. All right. 13 fights in this card. And before I get started, guys, this card is in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So environment changes everything. It's a good card. I don't judge any card. Never do that. Never judge a book by the cover. But over there in Brazil, it's a hostile crowd, man. And the Brazil cards, from the past, for me breaking them down, it's a tough cards to break down, because they will rob you. They will go judges, and whatever happens, and it goes towards the Brazil fighter. This happened a lot of times in other different regions too, depending if you're from that region. Hometown favorite. So this is a tough card, guys, and I did the best I can on it, but nothing definite, nothing guaranteed, like I always say, man. So I took a lot of risk and chances on this one. Like I said, it's you can pick all the Brazilian fighters to win if you want, but that doesn't always work like that, because there are some Brazilian guys I see in this card that will drop the ball for sure. But like I said, it goes to judges, could play out anywhere, man. It can go either way, guys. All right. Gonna be a 4 p.m. Eastern card. Just jumping into this real quick here, guys. Knock this out accurately and professionally, right? First fight here, we got Saimon Oliveira versus Luna Larsada. Saimon here. Saimon, this guy's experience. He's well rounded. He will mix it up. You got 11 by submission, so this guy is more known to, take it to the ground and submit you, like most of the Brazilians on this card. They're gonna look for submissions. Can get sloppy on the feet at times. Chin is up in the air, kind of wild with the strikes. Can get knocked out. I believe he been knocked out twice, but he will keep a pace on you, man, and keep pushing forward. So this guy is skilled, but he has a couple tough matches here. Tony Gravel, Daniel Marcos, David Martinez, who's looking real good right now. It's a tough match for anybody. So this guy is not like he just fighting anyone and losing. He did get the Contender Series win, which was a back and forward with Jose. With Luna, though, Luna hasn't fought in like 2 years, dude. So when you see that, it's kind of you're not too sure. But this guy is skilled, though. He's very skilled. He will mix it up too. Also, it's a ground game. This is gonna be two Brazilians against each other here, right? You got 10 by submissions. So someone is pretty similar in skill. Like, I guess as far as the submission, they're going to look more for the submissions in this one. He can get submitted also and get knocked out. Will start kind of slow on the foot. Coming out the gate, he start kind of slow. But this guy is not bad either, man. But he just hasn't been in there, for like 2 years. 2023 was his last fight against Demon Blackshear, which he got ground and pounded by punches, I believe. Ground punches. So this one here is honestly, guys, a toss-up. So, like I said, this card is a tough card, man. And it's going to be two Brazilians against each other. It's a tough card because... And I know the odds are going to be crazy on this card. I know I could look at it on the Topology, but I save it for, down the MMA odds bet in here. So, but, with cards like this, man, in my opinion, these both guys, either one of these guys can win. Especially a guy like Luna, who hasn't been in there, for like 2 years, And a guy like Saimon is very experienced, so you can't really count him out, So I'm gonna go with Saimon. I'm gonna say Saimon by submission, guys, in the first round. But man, this is 50-50, and I'm not confident at all, man. And this is the first fight on the card. Usually the first fights on the card are usually wild, crazy. Can go most of the time. The underdogs pull off the win, So it is what it is, you know. So we see what happened. But Samoan by submission, 50-50. Next fight, we got Julia Polastri versus KK. I'm going to say KK. I know it's Carolina Kowalkiewicz. I say KK though. Julia is not bad, man. And here we have a hometown favorite because KK is from Poland. But fighting with the ATT for KK. A lot of these fighters on this card fight with the ATT. A lot of the guys in, you know, especially in the UFC, they're coming from ATT camp. You know, like I said, ATT do, you know, prepare the fighters. Like I told you about Yana Santos. Remember, I told you that one does a good underdog player right there. Everybody, you know, had a chick winning. Macy, I believe, winning. I told you that, you know, Yana going there and going to pull off the win, man. You just, she consistently put the work in. When you put the work in, you can't lie. When you put the work in, there's no lying, man. If you genuinely put that work in and you grind and you're not cheating and you're doing it how you're supposed to do it and you put the work in and there's no lying in you. You know, when you're trying to be lazy, not putting the work in, try to fake it, you're not going to go nowhere. And you can see Yana put the work in daily. So there's no way that she's not going to win that fight. You know what I'm saying? And again, she's coming from a good camp. Like I told you, exactly what I told you, how she would win, exactly how she win, man. Julia, on the other hand, she's quick, athletic. She's well-rounded, you know. Can get a takedown. She can also get taken down as well. But she has potential, though. I feel she's skilled. And with a lot more, you know, fights, you know, and just more experience, I can see she being a very good fighter, right? She can have the speed and the timing on her side, though. She's gonna be the quicker fighter here, and the timing, her Muay Thai is pretty good. Even her ground game is pretty good. As far as KK trained with all them at the ATT, with the Yana, them, and everybody over there she's training with. You know, there's a lot of women over there that also fight in the UFC that KK train with, like I said, like Yana. But KK is a veteran though, you know. But she's not as active though, you know. But she's a veteran and she will look for the win. You know, 2-fight losing streak on her. Let me see here. She's definitely going to be the slower fighter here. But I feel with KK, she's at the end of her career though. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from a fighter. You know, she could come in here and use her experience and win, but she's gonna be the slower fighter in here. She's gonna be the slower fighter, dude. And what we see from Julia is quicker, timing, her speed, her precision. Just Julia striking alone is on point, like fast twitch muscle. And KK is slow, man, and hittable. Like I said, I feel KK is at the end of her career, which she had a good career here, fight pretty much everybody. You know what I mean? But again, you know, it's like come that point where you can't see the punches anymore. You're not moving your head off center line. You're getting hit too much. You're just not quick with the punches and the timing, and you're just not able to see it. You know, I just feel Julia gonna pick her apart, dude. You know, like I said, but we see KK coming to ATT. They will set up a game plan for her. But the issue is that she got the game plan. This is not like Yano. You know, Yano is consistently putting in work. You can see that Yana is growing, that she's getting better. I don't see KK getting better. So it's not like I'm putting her down, not like that. I'm just speaking the truth. But even though they set up a game plan for her, her game plan could be to take down Julia, because Julia can get taken down. But it's the timing and the speed. It's the speed. It's the physicality. You understand what I'm saying? Which also is a mental, but it's just when you're fast and you're quick and you can see it and you have the skills to go along with it, dude, is gonna be difficult. Even if she implemented just to go in there and wrestle, because that's what she gotta do. She gotta go in there and try to wrestle, because she can't strike with Julia. Because Julia, in my opinion, is a better striker. You know what I'm saying? But again, anything can happen in the sport. Like I said, it's about there in Brazil, but she's fighting a Brazilian and Julia. So I got Julia by decision. But I still say 50-50, man. Like I said, I don't sleep on ATT, man, because ATT, I know it's a camp, but they do. You gotta also look at the environment and where the person's coming from, the gym, because that plays a huge factor. And KK is a veteran and very experienced, so you can't sleep on her. But just her, you know, it's just her physicality. You know, there's certain things that she just don't. She's not able to implement at that level anymore, and that's just what it is, right? So I'll go Julia by decision, guys, and I'm not confident that one. Like, so with women fights, we see this go all over the place, man. You never know. KK come in here and get a submission. Like I said, the ATT will set it up like that. A good game plan, and just happened to get Julia's back. That's it, man. But KK hasn't had a submission or win in a while. So Julia by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Valter Walker versus Muhammad Usman. And next, Brazilian Walker. You know, the only person on this card that's Brazilian versus Brazilian is the first fight. Is Saimon and Loon. Those are two Brazilian guys fighting each other. Valter Walker here. This guy here he's very versatile. Light on his feet, and will also take your feet off you. You know what I'm saying? So he'll take your ankles off. You know, he heel hook you, which he has, I believe, like 3 in a row. This guy's been improving though. You know, like I said, he will look for the submissions. You know, quick at the subs. He will mix it up with the striking. Sometimes striking can look kind of suspect at times, kind of rush forward. He's kind of hittable slightly. Against Usman though, Usman is he has a wrestling base on him. He's heavy-handed. Will start very slow, and he's hittable. Can get hurt on the feet, and also can get submitted too. Let me see here. There's sometimes he's on the back foot though. Like he won't engage. He just be on the back foot, which is not good. Because with Walker will walk you down. Walker will walk you down and then pressure you, just that so that he can set up a heel hook. So he'll come forward and just engage. Yeah, so I'm saying, and if Usman is on the back foot like that, it's better if Usman is pressuring him. You know what I'm saying? If Usman is on the back foot like that, Walker walking him down, Walker could get a submission again on Usman. Usman is, yeah, I won't say he's a quicker fighter here, but he's powerful though. He hits. He has power. He hits hard. You know what I'm saying? A big dude, man. It's a big guy, dude. And also Walker's a big dude too. But this guy's like solid. You know what I'm saying? The solid, bro. This one is a tricky one because Usman could win this fight, guys. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. If Usman connect to Walker, you could knock him out. You could see Walker try to go for a heel hook and it just doesn't work out in his favor, and then Usman just pound him out. But once Walker look like he gets your foot, gets your ankle, your knee, punching is not really a thing to do anymore. Because once he got your leg, he got it. He's like good at it, dude. The guy is good at it, man. And Usman is not the most flexible, like quick guy, like I said. So once you hug on his leg, you know, it's game over. And if you look at Walker, Walker's a big dude, but Walker move like a lightweight. Like he's like a 240 something, like he's like 244, but he moves light in there, bro. He moves like a 205er. Usman moves like a big guy, like a heavyweight, you know. But Walker is a big dude, but he moves light. I'm gonna go for Walker. I'm gonna say Walker by submission, and it could be a heel hook again, guys. So that could be 4. That could be 4, you know, 4 in a row, man. Like I said with Usman, he does kind of like move backwards, kind of slow out some movements at times, doesn't pull the trigger. That could be his downfall there. But when he starts to go and swing, he has a chance to land a punch, especially big guys like this. You know, just take one shot, his lights out. But I'm gonna go Walker. I'm gonna say Walker by submission. It could be a heel hook again, guys, in the first one. I'm not confident in this one, you know, because like I said, man, you know, heel hook up a heel hook, submission. You know, there's just one day he's gonna give, and he's not gonna work out in his favor, man. But he's over there in Brazil. That's his hometown, so we'll see what happens. Walker by submission, first round. Next fight here, we got Lucas Rocco versus Stewart Nicoll. This one here, kind of going back and forth on it. You know, man, with Rocco here, it's a tough card, dudes. Rocco, I mean, this guy's wild, dude. He been training at I believe he training with Oliveira. Them over there in the shoot boxing. He been training with them lately, from what I saw from his social media. This guy is wild, you know. He come out the gate wild, dude. Just reckless. Remind me of a prime BJ Penn. And you know, he's go out there and just go for it, and just like go for submission or go for knockout. Just reckless, dude. Chin up in the air, just hittable. Can get knocked out, can get submitted, you know. But he's well rounded, and he has a counter knee on him that he usually gets you with. lost to Clayton by rear naked choke, yeah, because like I said, he's a guy that he needs to slow it down, you know, like a prime BJ Penn, you know, it goes in there just like it's like, you know, I'm invisible, I can just go in and walk through you and nothing gonna happen, you know what I mean? It's like it's 17-2, yeah, you know. What I say from Stewart is well rounded. He's not bad, but he can get submitted. I believe that was his only loss. But he's durable though, and against Jesus here, he was looking good until he got guillotine choke, because Jesus has a good guillotine choke. So he's taking on Jesus and not, you know, again, not realizing that, yo, this guy Jesus is deadly with the guillotine and my neck is there. So he got caught. You know what I'm saying? But he was beating Jesus though. You know what I'm saying? What I see from Stewart, I feel Stewart, even though he got submitted, but I feel like he's more composed and he will learn from his mistake and slow it down. And I feel like his IQ is better. You know what I mean? With Rucker, I feel like he would just drop the ball, dude. It seems like he just can't help himself. You know, you go in there, you can catch him. His chin is there, his hands down. He's making a lot of mistakes consistently. What I say from Stewart is skill, man. He got caught. You know what I mean? Rucker, on the other hand, Rucker is just like, he's just reckless, like all the time, dude. He may have gotten better because he's training, you know, with you know, at the Muay Thai gym there, what they call it, at Oliveira camp there, the shoot boxing camp there. So, you know, I mean, he may have gotten better, you know, slow down some things. I see him training. He look like he's trying to slow it down a little bit and look for openings instead of rushing in all the time. But I mean, this is where I'm gonna go against a Brazilian. But again, Rocco could win, but I'm gonna go against a Brazilian here. But like I said, over in Brazil, if this fight go to decision, they could give Rocco, you know, the win. So that's what they do it over there. They rob you, man. This is one of the cards where, you know, over there in Brazil, they will rob you, dude. The judges will rob you, man. I'm gonna go with Stewart. I'm gonna say Stewart by KOTQ in the second round, guys, but I'm not confident. And it's 50-50. This is one time I go against a Brazilian here, because it's just based off the skill set, man. I'm not gonna just go pick all Brazilian because it's Brazilian, so I pick it. You know, yeah. I break on the cards, guys. I go through all the videos. I watch every single. I don't watch every single fight off the guys, but I watch the new ones, you know, and I try to, you know, trying to compare the skill sets and the mental and just everything about the fighter that, you know, they could drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? I try to weigh it out. I was like, okay, I feel Stewart is actually the better IQ here. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not from Brazil, you know, you just can't go pick up a single Brazil gonna win. Yeah. No, man. So I'll go with Stewart Nicoll by KOTQ in the second round. There are Brazilians in this card that will drop the ball, guys. Believe me. And I'm gonna tell you, and Lucas is one of them. These two guys, Oliveira and Luna, both of them will drop the ball. So I'm just being honest with you. Okay, so either one of these guys can win. Lucas will drop the ball. I'm just being honest. So Stewart by KOTQ second round. Next fight we got Arena Eleskeva versus Beatriz Mesquita. Or Mesquita. Is that her name? Man, I hope I don't mess up her name, dude. Oh man. I believe it's Mesquita. I don't know. I just gonna say Beatrice, man. I know I mispronounced that, but she's at the ATT too, man. A lot of these women train over there in ATT, bro. Like I said, the majority of these people in this card are coming from ATT. With Arena here, Arena is this girl's a slugger, man. She's just a slugger. She goes in there in the first round. She's dangerous. She just let it loose, swing wild, she's like a wrecking ball, reckless with the strikes. Starts out very strong. She would also look for submission too, but she look in the first one would take your head off. Very, very aggressive. Kind of gets stiff at times with the striking. Swing well, you know, chin is out there at times. She is durable, but she can get taken down. Like I said, a slugger, like a wrecking ball going to the first round, but she fades though after that because she pushes hard in the first and a little bit in the second, and she gasses out. She gets tired and end the second and the third. Her opponent here, Beatrice. With Beatrice is BJJ black belts. She a champion in BJJ. Won a lot of championships. if you can see, you know, from her record, there are a lot of BJJ grappling matches here. Train out at ATT. You know, she definitely look for the takedowns, definitely look for the submission on you. Ground and pound is most of her finishes if it's a knockout. Striking though, stand-up is, I feel, is still in the works. She trains with C. Gala, this other girl here that beat Arena. This chick here, C. Gala, also is ATT. They train together, along with the other chicks over there like Luna and the rest of them. So these two women, they train together. And Sigala beat Arena, if you guys remember, by a decision. But it was mostly striking though. Was it mostly from the ground, like taking her down? It was mostly striking, so you kind of outstrike Arena. With Beatriz, man, again with Beatriz, she is from Brazil, but she lives in Florida, obviously, because she goes to she trains at ATT. Man, her striking, in my opinion, still needs a little work. But this is one of these fights where you gotta be very careful, because Arena starts out hardcore, man. She comes out the gate like rushing out, like blasting punches, man. And if Beatriz don't get her down, or kind of take away her striking from her, take away that aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like put her to the ground and kind of hold her down the ground. Try to take away some of that pressure. It could be problems, especially in that first round. So Beatriz gonna have to get this fight to the ground. I don't think she want to strike with Arena. I feel Arena is probably the better striker here. Probably pack a little more power, a little while. With a reckless strike like this, that's swinging everywhere, is dangerous. Punches from any angle. Sometimes it's very unorthodox. Can't really read it. And with Beatriz, like I said, she's good on the ground. A lot of submissions. A lot of BJJ wins. She's a champion over there. But that's just mostly, her Brazilian wins are not. It's just grappling matches. You're talking about MMA cage, was she 5-0, right? You're dealing with a cage. Dealing with punches coming at you is different. It's not the same. Even though you can implement your ground game, but if you can't get the fighter to the ground, or you're having a hard time getting to the ground, and the person is swinging wild and hitting you with punches, it can wear you out. And then your BJJ doesn't work as well. So this is a fight where I'll be very careful, guys. I'm going to go with Beatriz for the win here. I'm going to say Beatriz by submission in the second round. But I'm not confident, because Arena is experienced. Even though she's 5-3, she is experienced as far as MMA goes. As far as the grappling world, we look at Beatriz as a champion, yes. But it's a mixed martial arts. When person coming at you swinging and you try to take them down, you can't. But I see from Beatriz's ground game, though, her takedowns are decent. She double and single leg on you. So we're gonna go for Beatriz by submission in the second round, and she's from Brazil. So let's see what happens with that. But we say with women fights, though, what we always say with women fight, man, those are always all over the place, man. You could see Arena possibly winning. You just never know, man. It's crazy like that. You can see Arena catching her with a punch. Anything can happen in this game, because it's not just grappling, dude. You can kick, punch, knee, elbow. Speed, timing plays a factor of movement. The fight starts standing up. A bitch is going there, can get the fight to the ground. She's struggling to get it down, or she get her down, but then you see a girl like Arena getting back up. It kind of play a factor, and then bitches get tired. Train at ATT, and you train with C. Gala, which is most likely will help her out, because C. Gala fought Arena. So she could give her tips and stuff like that. But Beatriz by submission, second round, guys. Next fighter, we got Vitor Petrino versus Thomas Peterson. Vitor, our next guy from Brazil. This guy's a heavyweight. He went up to heavyweight. He was a 205er. This guy is solid, man. Fit into heavyweight, very, very nice. Explosive. We look to wrestle, but he can't drop the ball though. That's the thing. He can't drop the ball, man. even when he's winning. He can't drop the ball. Justin Jacoby, he was winning until he took his foot off the gas and he got caught. Anthony Smith, he was winning. He went for a shot, got guillotine choke. His losses are not like he was getting, beat up in a fight or getting dominated in the fight. His losses is because he was winning, and then he dropped the ball. So it's a guy that he can be winning, but he dropped the ball. So you gotta be careful with this one. Like I said, he's skilled, he's well-rounded, will look to wrestle, striking, is powerful guy. He went up to heavyweight, he looks good. Thomas Peterson is a dog, though. Thomas Peterson is like a grinder, dude. He's like a fire hydrant. Like his head is like a fire hydrant, dude. He's like a extinguisher, fire extinguisher head, man. He's take a lot of hits, take a lot of punches. He has the cardio, look to wrestle, slugger. You know, look for the double leg, look for the single, look to strike with you. You just keep coming forward. This guy's a dog. You keep putting pressure on you, you keep coming forward. I'm going to go with Petroni. But like I said, I feel that, you know, that Petroni can drop the ball. So be very careful with this one. If he gets tired against Peterson, it's going to be a problem. Because Peterson will put that pace on him, would grind as a dog. Peterson is a dog. It's overall, not just by the odds, just overall, he's just a dog. He's gonna grind, and look for the win, man. You know, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go for Vitor. I'm gonna say Vitor by KO in the second, guys, but I'm not confident. Next fight, we got Jafel Filho versus Clayton Carpenter. Man, this is a tough. These fights are tough, dude. Holy crap. Filho here, this guy obviously wants the submission, man. Got 10 by sub. We'll put a high pace on you in the first round. Usually goes in there real hardcore grappling, try to take you down, try to look for submissions. But then he will gas himself out though. So into the second he seems okay, then he just start to drop the ball, like just not doing too well. You know, you can take him down too, you can reverse on him, you can put the pressure on him. Like you see against Allen here, you know, he was doing good with Allen in the first round, he was winning. And then Allen is also a good grappler too. You know, come with the shoot boxing too. He was a good grappler, got good, you know, pretty much similar to Filho, and Allen came back and win the fight, you know, because he gassed out. So it's a fight where, you know, hopefully he work on that, you know, don't come out the gate so hard, you know, kind of pace yourself. You know, against Clayton though, Clayton, this guy here is game, man, and you know he will sit down on his strikes, man, and push forward. Decent ground game as well, also a wrestling base. Both guys, Filho can also strike too. Clayton will also look to strike. This is a tough one here, man. I feel like Filho is just experienced, man. And I feel that with Clayton, he is good. But I just feel that Filho just faced up a competition. And but I see from Clayton, the ground game could be similar to Filho, the wrestling. But I'm going to edge it to Filho, though. I'm gonna say Filho by decision, guys, and I'm gonna say 50-50 by Filho. All right, it's a tough one to call, man. Clayton could win, man, just by the gritty pushing hard, and you see Filho gas out, you know. And Clayton is just, you know, but again, over in a hostile crowd in Brazil, you know, it's just the environment, the air, everything is different, dude. Everything is different over there, man. A lot of these guys go over there, especially from the US and different parts of the world, and go over there and fight these guys in Brazil and lose. The people you think they're supposed to win, and they go over there and lose, bro. Because it's just the environment. Environment plays everything. It plays into your mental too, you know. So a lot of times you may feel like, oh man, I'm gonna go there and kick some ass. And you go over there and just like change. Your whole body feel different. Your mind feel different. You know, maybe it's something in the water. You just don't know, man. Something in the air. You just don't know. So I'm gonna go for Filho. Filho by decision, 50-50. Next fight we got Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. This one here had me back and forward, man. What I see from Aswell is a tough dude. You know, this guy will come and fight. You know, will let his hands go. Nothing really stands out too much though. You know, he just goes in there and just let it go. Kind of wild, you know, kind of dog, kind of fighting, gritty, slugger kind of dude. You know, he would just come and fight you, man, and that's it. You come and just bite down and fight. The guy is durable. You know, with that kind of mentality, you know, I guess it takes a lot of hits at time, you know. But with Almeida, I feel Almeida is a little more seasoned, though. I feel Almeida is more skilled, seasoned kickboxer, you know, as far as Muay Thai concerned. Also has a ground game, also 3 inch of height, 2 inch of reach. I feel Almeida is, like I said, he's well-rounded. Could be a little more well-rounded. But Almeida will drop the ball, though. It's the next Brazilian hero that will drop the ball, dude. So along with the other Brazilians that I talk about that will drop the ball, Lucas Almeida will drop the ball. Vitor will drop the ball. Beatriz possibly could drop the ball. Lucas could drop the ball. Saimon and Luna. Either one of these guys will drop the ball. Walker can't drop the ball. So this card is tough, guys. But with Lucas Almeida, I'm like what I'm trying to say. This guy here, I feel like he's a more seasoned guy here. I feel with Aswell, he just, he comes for the kill. He'll just come out there and just start going wild. But I feel Lucas is a little more pinpoint accurate. I feel as the fight go along, like I said over there in Brazil, is completely, the environment is different, dude. And Aswell will gas out because he pushes hard. And then you can see the second, third round, he kind of slows down. He's just getting a lot more hittable. He starts out not so hittable, but as the fight go on, he just swings wild, and just sometimes he swings at air, doesn't connect. Lucas is a little more pinpoint. I'm going to push for Lucas. I'm going to say Lucas by KO TQ in that third round, guys. But I'm not confident. It's 50-50, man. Next fight, we got Ricardo Ramos versus Conor Alfie. This next guy here, and Ricardo Ramos, that will freaking drop the ball. This guy is, out of all the card, probably the most one that will drop the ball. This is number one guy, Ramos. Because Ramos is a guy where he slows down. When he can get the spinning elbow on you, or submit you, he slows down, he can get submitted. He's never 6 inch reach in this fight, 2 inch height. This guy is well rounded, and he's skilled, but he definitely will drop the ball, can get knocked out, can get sub. But he can sub you and he can knock you out. But just that he's just not consistent with his wins, bro. You know what I mean? But he's skilled though. But a guy like Alfie though, with Alfie, he's come from tough 32 and this hasn't been looking good, Can Alfie, he seems like he has potential, but he seems not to pull the trigger, and he will start out kind of good, but then slows on real fast. Can get outstrike, can get taken down. There's a zero urgency from this guy. Like, he doesn't pull the trigger, and a guy like Ramos, you're doing that with Ramos and don't pull the trigger, he's gonna spin and elbow you. He is gonna style on you, and he's gonna look good in there. I just feel like Can Alfie just doesn't pull the trigger, dude. And if you don't do that for Ramos, you have to pressure Ramos and be the one that's dictating. I don't feel Can is going to dictate a fight like that. So I'm gonna go Ramos. I'm gonna say Ramos by KO TQ in the second round, but I'm not confident at all because you never know. Can could land a punch and Ramos get hurt, and then he falls and the fight's over. Ramos is a guy that will sometimes give up. Like, he gets hit, he get hurt, then you submit him. He doesn't really try to fight, He doesn't try to fight out of it. Against Cheppy, he did good with Cheppy fight because he went to decision. Usually it's a fight where he usually loses. When he loses, he loses either by submission, or knocked out. So I'm gonna go Ramos KO TKO second round, but not confident at all, guys. All right. Zero confidence in that one. Next fighter, we got Jhonata Diniz versus Mario Pinto. These fights are tough, bro. Diniz, to me, is more of a seasoned kickboxer when it comes to striking. Heavy hitter, pack power. He doesn't have the more experience. He fought Marcin Tybura, lost by Dr. Stoppage. Fought a guy like Carl Williams, who's a pretty good wrestler, but didn't implement any wrestling. But he still struggles with the ground at times. But against Alvin Hines, he showed that he was, that he's able to stop the takedowns because Hines wanted the takedowns and, he wasn't getting it. But Hines is not really that experienced, But I feel Diniz is coming from a kickboxing background. He's more the seasoned kickboxer from glory. He's more seasoned, more technical. A guy like Pinto, from what I see, Pinto is decent, and but I feel like he's still kind of greenish, very slow starter, man. And sometimes he says that against Austin Lane, he will like the jitters, start kind of slow. Austin Lane's a bigger dude, just coming at him throwing punches. He just couldn't put it together. He can't do that over there in Brazil against Diniz. He got to be able to put it together. But Pinto looked to grapple to as well. And he packed power. If you sit there in front of him, he would take your head off. Like Lane did. Just sat there with his hands down. You know what I mean? But sometimes with Pinto, like I said, there's no urgency. It's just kind of like cool and collective. Nothing wrong with that. It's good to keep your calm, But there's no urgency from him at times. And against Diniz, You can't do that, because then he's gonna be punching, kicking, punching, kicking. The guy sees in kickbox. You can't go in there and not have an urgency against a guy like Diniz that's gonna freaking take your head off, dude. He's a seasoned kickboxer. I don't feel Mario Pinto's a seasoned kickboxer like that. He's an MMA fighter, mix it up. But he wants to strike, but he's gonna be striking with Diniz. You gotta pull the trigger quicker. He can't be slowing down and starting out slow and having no urgency. I'm gonna go with Diniz. I'm gonna say Diniz by decision. Was a 50-50 because Pinto could win. Like I said, the guy does pack power. So if Diniz is there and in right in range, and Pinto throw the overhand or the counter or the corner hook, he could knock out Diniz. Is a possibility. But I'm gonna go Diniz by decision though. Just pretty much just picking apart, Pinto in the foot, leg kicks, punches, just staying on the outside, just using his seasoned, his veteran skills from kickboxing. Most likely Mario Pinto is gonna want more strike. He may not want to grapple too much because he's gonna gas tank out. He's gonna burn himself out real quick, especially over there in Brazil. You know what I mean? So I'll go Diniz by decision. Next fighter, we got Vincent Leque versus Joel Alvarez. Leque is the next guy that can drop the ball to him, but Leque is still dangerous though. Still a veteran. He's over there in Brazil, his hometown, but he's not durable, dude. This guy is not durable, man. But he's skilled. He will submit you, knock you out. He's skilled, but he's not durable. You know what I mean? He's as far as like his body, his head, you see something about his brain was bleeding, and then he had to stop for a while and stop fighting for a little bit. Whenever your brain is bleeding, dude, it's time to hang it up. I mean, that's just from my opinion, man. You can do whatever you want to do, but I feel like he's slower. I feel like he's more hittable. It's just one of those things where I just feel like he's on a decline, dude. You know what I mean? It's not the same. His timing, his speed, his reaction time ain't there no more. You know what I mean? You can see with Joaquin Buckley, Kevin Holland. A guy like Kevin Holland, Kevin Holland is decent, but Kevin Holland is a guy that would drop the ball too. So against Alvarez though, Joel Alvarez is freaking skilled, dude. This is a guy that you can't you gotta be in your P's and Q's with this guy. This guy is durable. This guy is a bad dude, like Michael Jackson bad I'm talking about. Man, this guy is well-rounded, 17 by subs. Not as active though. It's not as active, but when he fights, this guy's skill will take you anywhere, dude. Will freaking submit you, will knock you out. 100% finishing rate. This guy is freaking on point. I know he's over there in Brazil, and that could play a factor too. Like I said, some guys like Joel, look good, go to Brazil, and Vincent beat them. Yep, and Vincent Leque beat him. Telling you, bro, that's just how it is in Brazil, man. It could be the water, the air, the environment, whatever you want to say, the judging system. But if you finish the fight, you finish the fight. But it's a fight where, like I said, I like Alvarez. But Alvarez can get taken down, though. You can take him down. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a game plan from Vincent Leque to take him down. But Alvarez will freaking submit you. And we saw Vincent Leque got submitted by Kevin Holland. So this is a fight where I have to go by durability. Yeah, he's over there in Brazil and everything like that, but body-wise, like how I say for KK, just the body, physicality is just not there no more. You know what I'm saying? Which go to the mental. Mind ain't there no more. So the mind ain't there. The body ain't there no more. Yeah, you're over there in your hometown, whatever. But, if you have issues and you just can't focus, you're not quick anymore, your timing not there, you can get hit. You can get messed up. That's just what it is. Against guys that are quicker, fast timing, that are sharp, that are there, that are durable. You know what I'm saying? So I have to go with Alvarez. I'll go Alvarez by submission in the second round, guys. But again, I'm not confident again because, like I said, these Brazil cards are like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. It's tough. Yeah, tough, man, especially if you go judges. I have it by submission, but you never know what can happen in this game, man. Anything can happen in this sport. It always happens like that. We see this all the time, right? Next fighter, we got Deiveson Figueiredo versus Mantel Jackson. With Figueiredo, this is a co-main event here. With Figueiredo, this guy went up to 135, coming from 125. he will look for submission on you. His striking is not bad. Did hurt his knee against Corey Sandhagen, and that's why the fight got stopped. But he didn't look good at all in that fight. First round, he didn't look good. He was losing the fight. He got knee injury. It wasn't a serious knee injury. I think he recovered without doing any surgery or nothing like that. So, he took care of that. We're just doing more of like rehab than natural things, right? But from what I see from Figueiredo, I mean, he is skilled, dude, and if he's on point, I want to check out his Instagram. He's on point. He looks in very good shape. He's training. He looks motivated. Against Mantel Jackson, though, think about Mantel Jackson. Mantel Jackson has a 7-inch reach on him, man, on 5-inch height, dude. Mantel Jackson is skilled and well-rounded, you know what I'm saying? And he's game. This guy is game, and fights long, but the thing about him that he's not active, though. He's not as active, you know what I mean? He fought one time in 2024. So this guy want to fight one time a year, dude. Figueiredo was a champion at 125. Had some tough fights. Fought tough guys, man. Even the guys, of course, I had Peter Yan, my boy Peter Yan. And losing to these guys ain't no shame in that. There's nothing. And there shouldn't be no shame in losing because you're not really losing, just learning from that. It's experience, right? So a lot of these fights that you lose is not really losing, just learning from it, especially against experienced guys. Mantel Jackson, though, I don't know, man. We're looking at Figueiredo over there in Brazil, dude. Is like I said, man, guys, like Mantel Jackson and Jose or Joel Alvarez. These guys may look good, I mean, like in the hometown, look good in the US and stuff. They go to Brazil, man, it plays out differently, man. You can end up getting a loss. It's just that's just how it is in Brazil. I mean, like we see from Mantel Jackson, good win over Daniel Marcos, the man Blackshear, you know what I'm saying? But lost to Brett Johns, you know what I'm saying? Ricky Simone, the guys that are a little more experienced, you tend to lose to them. Yana, Yaya, he beat Yaya's at the end of his career, A guy like Figueiredo, I feel Figueiredo is still kind of there. He's still a skilled guy, he's still kind of there. He's 37, though. It could be at the end of his career, too. Age a number. His knee giving out to him in that kind of way. I don't know, man. This one here is a kind of a tricky one for me, I was kind of slightly going for Jackson, but I'm like, man, I don't know, man. Jackson can get taken down. There's sometimes when Jackson strikes, pack power and he strikes, but sometimes his chin is there to get hit. Sometimes his chin is up in the air. Sometimes he swings and leaves himself open. There's a lot of openings, man. And like I said, in Brazil, it's a hostile crowd. It's rough over there. You just never know, man. They go to decision and Figueiredo win, dude. Which most likely could go to decision. Unless Jackson put that pace in him, and you just never know. Sometimes Jackson starts out kind of slow. We make the fight stretch out like what he did with his last fight against Daniel Marcos, I believe. Daniel Marcos, right? He made the fight kind of stretch out. It looked like it was kind of close. He can't do it with Figueiredo, man, because over there in Brazil, I'm going to go with Figueiredo, guys. I'm going to say Figueiredo by decision, but I'm not confident. And, most is, Figueiredo's over there in Brazil. He's training hard, man. He's putting in the work. He's training smart. He's not just hard. He's smart. I'm saying? You can see that he's putting in the work, bro. We see what happened. Like I said, don't sleep on Jackson. Jackson is a skilled dude, but there's holes with Jackson, though, and he's not as active. And the competition, that Figueiredo fight, Jackson ain't fight that competition, dude. He hasn't fought that competition. This is going to be his biggest test in Jackson to fight Figueiredo. It's going to be Jackson's biggest test. So, yeah. Hold on here, guys. Yeah. So I got Figueiredo by decision, guys. All right. Main fight in the card, we got Charles Oliveira versus Matsu Gamrot. Charles Oliveira here, man. This guy is over in Brazil. He's like, guys like, they look up to him highly. He's like, he's like a superstar, if you want to say. Even though a superstar is an illusion, but just speaking the way how people would look up on a person, I guess, as a celebrity or whatever. But he's like a big star in Brazil, obviously. This guy, was over 21 submissions, 10 by knockouts. Been knocked out 5 times, though, been sub 4 times. But as a guy that's been improving and keep on improving. Lost in his last fight against Ilia Topuria, which, you know, Ilia Topuria is champion, you know, 16 and 17 and 0, I believe. I mean, this guy's he's got a pretty good striker, pretty good ground game too. Against Gamrot though, Gamrot ain't no joke. Good wrestling, coming out of ATT again. It's the next guy that's over there and training in ATT. This is a tough one to pick, man. Charles Oliveira coming off a knockout though, like 4 months ago. You know, it's kind of rough to jump in the next fight. He's been knocked out. You know, he got put out. You know, Ilia Topuria caught him, knocked him down, and hit him again while he's on the ground. So he was like completely out, sleep. You know, knocked out completely. He was unconscious. Yeah, man. It's a tough one to call, man. But Charles over there in Brazil, dude. Like I said, a lot of these guys on these cards, man, that's from Brazil. Be careful. Be careful with Brazil cards, man. You can see all Brazil guys winning. There's a strong possibility for that. Look out for that. Just like you see Russia cards and certain cards, they favor the fighters to win, and they will set up the fights knowing that they can get the submission or the win over a particular guy. A guy like Gamrot looks good, and he's good. You know, you see him look good in other places, other towns and cities, or whatever. You go to Brazil, you know, he's completely different, dude. There's a guy that will push the wrestling, will grind, but he will get tired. He will get tired, dude. He will strike with you too, but at times he's hittable. Will slow down as the fight go along. This is a 5-round fight. He is durable. I believe he's been. I don't think he has ever been finished, but he does slow down though, especially in a 5-round fight. He does slow down, dude. He does slow down, man. So a guy like Charles, man, this guy been around for a long time, man. Very experienced guy, man. You know, you can't sleep on Charles in this one. You know, hometown favorite Charles and Brazilian live there. He's like a superstar over there. He's a guy they know when they put this fight together. He's taking this fight for a particular reason. Because they know that he can win. A lot of these fighters in Brazil are taking the fight because they know they can win it. You know what I'm saying? So especially if it goes to judges, they definitely know they're gonna win. So I'm gonna slide with Charles Oliveira in this one, man. I'm gonna say Charles by submission in the 3rd round, but I'm not confident because I said Charles just came up a knockout. Like I said, physicality, mentally, taking too much damage over time. You know, yeah, you're in your hometown, but you know your jaw and meant to get hit. You know, you're taking a lot of damage over time. You know, that's just your body give out in you. It doesn't matter if you're over in your hometown, but if you're fresh and you're good, if Charles is good, his mental is good. You know, and you know he can win the fight. You know, he has the tools to win it. Then he can win. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It's a quick turnaround for him. You know, in my opinion. But I see from Gamrot though. Gamrot will drop the ball. He can drop the ball, depending on who he's fighting. And a guy who's tricky like Charles, tricky with submissions. Gamrot loved the ground. He loved the grapple. Gamrot will look for the submission too. He has 5 by submission, but Charles have over 20-something subs with elbows and knees and knockouts. Charles is dangerous for anybody at any time, even Ilia. You know, Ilia Topuria, you know, caught him with a punch. You know, if Ilia Topuria boxing was a little more quicker, a little more sharper, I don't feel Gamrot has a striking like that. So Gamrot gonna want to grind, or he may even try to strike. But I feel Charles is a better striker. That's why he charged to the fight. Or I think they offer Gamrot the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with Oliveira. So Charles Oliveira by submission in the 3rd round, guys, but I'm not confident. Quick look at the odds here, guys. Who we're working with. So you guys might say, man, so which fight are you confident in? You're not confident in none of these fights? And this is a tough card, guys, man. There's nothing definite, nothing guaranteed in the sport, man. We see all the times, man. People with the higher odds they come in and drop the ball, especially in a hometown favorite. When you're in Brazil, the UFC Rio de Janeiro, man, you can't mess around with that. That crowd is hostile, bro. There's a yelling and screaming, ball is throwing, the hypeness in there, the environment, the water, the air. It's crazy. Lucas and Stewart. That Lucas at 130, 125, close even. Okay, I don't see nothing wrong with that because I actually see Stewart winning. Charles Oliveira and Gamrot, even fight. I don't disagree because I can see that going anywhere either way. Luna and Simone at Luna at 265? Hell no. This fight is even too, guys. I see Simone winning it, but Luna can also win, but it's an even fight. Odds in this is crazy. Julia and KK got Julia 400 and something. I can see why. Fast twitch muscle, quick cut fighter, timing is better. KK is slow at punches, man. Don't move her legs too well anymore. It's just hateable. The timing, man, the pace, it's just not the same, bro. So 400 I can see, but for a woman fight, you gotta be careful. Walker 300 and something against Usman. I still be careful with this one because Walker is still an upcomer fighter. You know, I won't say he's too green, but Usman got a puncher's chance, so be very careful with that one. Beatriz and Arena, Beatriz to 560 and something. Hell no. In that first round, even the second round is even. The third round, if Beatriz is still around, there you can see submission, but I'd be careful with this one, man. Like we see this all the time, man. With some of these, you know, women or guy fighters 5-0 versus, you know, we see Arena 5-3. You know what I'm saying? But Arena will come in there guns blazing, bro, with punches that physically hit hard, like, you know, that she will go for it. And if Beatriz is not able to get the fight to the ground, it could be a problem. So this fight here, I would actually dog and pass it. You know, for the odds looking like this. I mean, no disrespect to Beatriz, but she's good on the ground and she's a champion on the ground. But we see all the time, it's MMA, man. It's MMA, bro. It's mixed martial arts. We see it all the time, man. People could drop the ball, dude. Especially in the women fights. Be very careful. Thomas Peterson and Vitor 300 or something. I'll be careful with Vitor too, man. I mean, I have him winning, but Thomas, like I said, is a dog. And not just by the odds, he's just overall is a dog. He's going to push a pace. He's going to keep coming. He's a tough, grindy guy, man. Not the best fight IQ, but, you know, you're going to come in there and fight. Vitor will be winning and lose, so be careful. Clayton and Filo, okay, close to even. Clayton, Filo's a slight underdog, but it's an even fight. I don't disagree with that because, like I said, you know, Clayton could win the fight too. Grindy wrestling. You just never know. A guy like Filo also gasses out. That's a major part. That's a major thing to look at. Filo gasses out and Clayton come back and beat him. It's a possibility. So even fight. Lucas Almeida, Michael as well. Got Lucas Almeida at 118 or 150 for as well. This fight is an even fight, guys. It's like what I said about as well, right? Grindy kid coming to a swing, punches, heavy hands, but nothing much stand out. Close fights, but I like Lucas Almeida. They probably look at this fight as Oswald's going to come in and just probably knock him out. It's a possibility, but I feel Lucas Almeida is a more technical guy, more seasoned striker. But we see what happened there. Alfie and Ramos at 194. Nah, man. This fight right here, like I said, any Brazilian on the card that will drop the ball is Ramos. So this is an even fight. Because if Alfie can throw a punch and catch Ramos, or just get Ramos back or something, he could submit him or knock him out. So the only thing about Alfie, though, he doesn't pull the trigger. That's why I go for Ramos, because Alfie will just be there and just don't do much, which favor Ramos. But Ramos at 190 something, hell no. I'll be very careful with this one, bro. This is one fight that he, like a Brazilian, you know. If I say which Brazilian guy dropped the ball the most, I say Ramos, dude. So be very careful. Diniz and Pinto, even, perfect. Because I can see this going either way. Perfectly even. I go Diniz for more seasoned striker. You know, Pinto sometimes won't pull the trigger, kind of start slow, but if the opening is there and he can get it, he'll get it. But it's an even fight, no problemo. Joel Alvarez and Vince LeCue, Alvarez at 550 something. I actually don't see nothing wrong with that. But LeCue in Brazil and LeCue is Brazilian, you know, could play a factor in some kind of way. But then physicality, mentally, just, you know, the physical attributes, just I don't feel it's there for Vincent no more, bro. So it doesn't matter where you're from. You're not moving as well. You can't see the punches. You know, take a lot of damage throughout all the fights. That's not durable, dude. So I don't really see nothing wrong with that, but still be careful though. Deiveson Figueiredo and Montel Jackson at 200 and something. Blurred, man. I disagree with that, man, because I don't think Jackson has fought anybody like Figueiredo. Figueiredo is very, very, very experienced guy. Jackson fought some guys that are skilled in a kind of way, but not at the level of Figueiredo. This is going to be his first test over there in Brazil. His first test in Brazil against a Brazilian. And Jackson is not that active, dude. That's all I'm saying, man. Jackson is good. I like Jackson. He's skilled, but there are openings, though. There's openings for takedowns. There's openings to catch him with a punch and hurt him. especially when he's swinging wild. His chin is there to get hit, man. And Figueiredo is quick. His time and speed is still there. So I disagree with this one. If it's anything, I say this fight is even, man. And that's pretty much it, guys. Some of the odds in the cards are crazy. Some of them are crazy. So I'll be careful with it. And that's just what it is, guys. I know I say I'm not confident because I'm just not. This card here is very, very, very tough. This is a tough card to predict and break down, guys. And I'm taking a little slight risk here on certain guys, you know. It's not because they're from Brazil and they're Brazilian, but that plays a factor as well. But it's also the experience. Like, you know, like Figueiredo is very experienced. Jackson is like not consistent, hasn't fought that level like a Figueiredo, you know, and he's over there in Brazil. You know what I mean? He's just Charles Oliveira and Gamrot, and like a guy like Gamrot is skill, but Oliveira is taking this fight for a reason and want Gamrot for a reason. He knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? That the fight plays into Oliveira game plan because Gamrot base is more wrestling, dude. It's not like his base is just striking. It's more wrestling. Falls right to the Oliveira who friggin' submit you, especially when you're fresh. So, yeah, that's it right there, guys. That's my predictions breakdown right there. Try to get this fight out to you early here, like I did. Enough love out to everybody. Any wise words or any quotes or positive words I can leave with you guys. Let me see what can I say now. Positive quotes, man. Just keep doing you, man. And that's pretty much it. Focus on what you're doing. I mean, that's pretty much what it's all about, really, is to focus on what you're doing. Keep your focus off of other things and put it on you. Whatever you're working on, you focus on that. If you're dancing, you're singing, you're playing marbles, you're playing pool, you're doing breakdowns, doing martial arts, you're trying to keep healthy as far as your health and wellness goes, and mental state, keep it positive. And also, while you're doing it, keep it with love. Even though we're breaking down fights, you say, but how can you show love? Just keep it with love. There's no hate. Either one of these people here could lose. The guys could lose. That's just what it is. It's a game, man. It's actually an illusion. They're going in there with gloves on in a cage and fighting, and that's it. There's skills that go along with it. The skills that go along with it. But at the same time, either one of the guys can lose, and if they lose, it's not really a loss because it's an illusion. You're not really losing. It's like just an experience you're going through. It's all a journey that we're going through. So it's all about learning along the way, and know that it's just you versus you at the end of the day. So that's pretty much it. Because people say, "Oh, you're a loser. You're not good anymore." Dude, it's you versus you. The only person that's going to get defeated, if you do get defeated because you gave up. And that's pretty much it. So whatever you're working on, just stick to it and keep on doing it, and do it the best you can. And when you if you're doing the competition, it's different. When you're doing a competition where you're getting punched in the face, you gotta know when to hang it up. If you're gonna play the game, you gotta play smart and get the hell out of there, because you get damage, you get CTE, brain damage. You will lose a life in this. Long term and short term. So you gotta know when to hang it up. You know what I'm saying? But when you're working on yourself as far as Tai Chi, martial arts now, like getting up and exercising for your health and eating proper food, that's you versus you, baby. This is also, the fights game is also you versus you. But then you have an opponent that you're fighting, but it's still you versus yourself, same way. But somebody's trying to kill you in there. I'm just being honest. They're trying to kill you, dude. If you don't protect yourself, they will fucking kill you. And that's just what it is. You don't know that last hit, that last elbow, that last knee, that last ground and pound could be a last. That's just what it is. It's tough to predict that. Because your face, your face and your head and your brain and all that skull, what's in the skull, it ain't meant to get hit. Alright? So that's pretty much it there, guys. One love out to everybody. You guys keep on kicking. And